Betty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone!
Yipee-Ki-Yay, Mr. Falcon.
Bonus content.
I maintain that director's cuts, right?
Okay.
They weren't a thing before the DVD era. And
Yeah, before home video, you didn't get like a re-release in the theater of a director's cut.
and tapes, every once in a while a huge movie would come out with an extended version, maybe. Like Blade Runner, I think, did on VHS. Came out with a longer version, but
It needed one.
it needed to be significant, and it needed to have like gone through a process. But when the DVD era hit, and all of a sudden they had room on DVDs for more than just the movie, everything changed. Like bonus content was a new thing. So what, you got gag reels, you got deleted scenes a lot of times, and then you started getting either optional director's cuts or things released straight up as new cuts. And a lot of times they were pointless, extended scenes that were cut because they should have been cut because they're draggy and stupid.
Different.
Yeah, or just alternate versions of scenes that are just kind of a choice that was made. And it's like, yeah, sometimes it's cool to see that, but a lot of it just, it belonged in a deleted scenes section somewhere. And then there's a few movies that the alternate longer cut is really different, like fundamentally different. I don't know. One springs to mind is that Stallone De Niro movie Copland. The director's cut of that is really different. It's not hugely, the changes aren't dramatic, but the changes it does make are really important to the story and clean up some awkward holes that didn't make sense in the original theatrical cut.
I like Copland. That's a good movie.
The director's cut's even better, man. It flows better. And it's not that different. It fleshes out the important characters a little more. And it's only like for 8-9 more minutes of screen time. No, it's ridiculous that they made those cuts. But like, what else is a movie? Have you ever seen one where the director's cut was like way, way different?
Yes.
All right. Is it one I know?
Yes.
Okay.
So we were talking about just like movies that we saw and we loved from the 90s, and the one movie I loved, and I mentioned it to you, and you seemed like kind of nonplussed, was The Professional.
Oh, right. With
like Jean Reno, Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
I saw The Professional, and I was like, I love that movie, and you went, really? Okay, whatever. And you seemed like very like non-committal about it. And I was like, that movie's awesome. What are you talking about? And then you talked about how creepy it was. I was like, well, yeah, I know. There's like a few awkward moments. And it became clear that like we had not seen the same version of this movie. So
yeah.
And then I was like, I don't think I've seen the same parts that you're talking about. So I went back and watched Leon the Professional, which is different than just the regular, like The Professional. I had The Professional on DVD. Loved it. Watched it a zillion times.
Sure.
Watched Leon the Professional. Holy shit.
Way different, huh?
Does that movie feel different when you have all those other scenes in? It's like, I get it now. It's creepy. It's cringy.
It's unseemly. Like, yeah, I remember renting this movie when it came out back in the day. And what year was this fucking movie from? 94. Jesus Christ. 94. And I remember renting it. And of course, it's ultra violent and fucking, what's his name is a madman, Gary Oldman. It's just,
Gary Oldman's incredible.
He's a tour de force. It was just everything like a teenager would love in a movie, right? And yeah, that was the American theatrical cut that got released. And then at some point, the director got to re-edit back together with his vision And yeah, they changed the title a little bit because that was supposed to be the original title was supposed to just be Leon, and of course we weren't doing that in America. So they put that cut out, and I hadn't seen this movie for years and years and years. And that kind of happened to me by accident. I turned it on. It was on a streamer somewhere, and I didn't know that this was the new version. And I watched it, and I didn't remember I didn't remember it being this creepy. Like the original, like you said, there were moments that you were like, they're walking a weird line.
But mostly like that they were.
But they shied away from it just in time,
back
right? Yeah,
and
yeah.
made it endearing.
Yeah, right. Not so much in the longer version, right?
No. No.
No, it is not
No.
okay. It is not. Doesn't she like actually do murders? She kills people, doesn't she?
I don't think she.
Or she helps him, right? She goes along on hits.
She goes with him to these hits. They do this like this long montage of like this one setup they have where she knocks on a door and gets him to open it, and then they rush in and she'll shoot the guy with like the paintballs. And then
right.
Just to practice her technique, and then he'll actually whack him.
That was pretty twisted. That was pretty twisted.
And that's not even the most twisted part, is the fact that he's training this child to be a murderer. You know, like that's not it. Oh God.
What was the creepiest part? Tell us.
All right. To me, there's two. There was the one they were celebrating something.
Probably a killing of some kind, I imagine.
Yeah, someone's untimely death, and I'm sure that person was a vicious bastard, whoever they were, a drug dealer or something. But they go to a restaurant. They're having dinner in a restaurant, and they have all this expensive food on the table, and she's pouring herself champagne, and she's like 12.
Yeah,
and she's drinking champagne in the restaurant, and I'm sitting there thinking like, well, number one, no, you can't do that. Number two, someone would definitely say something. You know, whoever brought said champagne.
One would think. I mean, it's New York, but still.
They're making a big ruckus, making a lot of noise, and obviously attracting a lot of attention. And she just leans across the table and says, "Kiss me." And I was like, "What?" She starts pressing him into it, like, "Kiss me. We're celebrating. I'm gonna kiss you." And he's not for it. He's like, "No." He's almost as uncomfortable as the viewer is, who's watching this happen, and I'm sitting there wishing someone is going to be like, "You guys got to leave.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't."
And then they don't. It was just like, oh my God, I want this scene to end. It was fucking freaky.
I think we have to be clear here. Like, Natalie Portman isn't like a Lolita teenager in this. She is fucking 12.
She's a child.
She looks like a child, completely a child. Not that it would make a difference, but it just makes it that much more uncomfortable, you know? And it's not like, you know, the way it was Alicia Silverstone in The Crush, where she was, 18 playing a 16-year-old.
Right. Natalie Portman
she was literally 12.
Playing 12.
It's so...
Jesus.
I completely understood why the studio made him chop it down. Risque... Sure. Yeah. Like, they never actually do anything, right? I don't remember it, but it's like way too much.
They speak it.
Yeah.
She speaks about her desire to do that. She says, "Kiss me. I want you to kiss me." And then in another scene, she goes, "We should sleep together." And then he shoots milk out of his nose. but like, what she means is, like, let's share a bed. And because he doesn't sleep in a bed, he sleeps sitting up in a chair.
That's right.
And she literally means...
With sunglasses on.
Yes, and a loaded gun on the nightstand. She literally means, I want us to lay down in the bed and go to sleep at the same time. It's on the face of it, it's innocent, but you hear her say, like, "We should sleep together," and this little alarm bell goes off in your hindbrain. You're like, "Oh, no, not okay."
All right, let me ask you a question. If it had leaned into the training her to kill people thing without the weird sexual shit, would that have been more palatable?
I think so, because, like, I think and also if it were done a little better, that part of the movie gets a little draggy.
Yeah.
Because they run the same, like, setup 10 times. And only like on the 10th time does somebody say, I'm not falling for that, and then they gotta do something else, and they throw a grenade in there. But if it were like less repetitive and it was just him, like more of him training her, then yeah, I think it would have been a lot more palatable. Because he doesn't really train her all that much in the original cut. He shows her how to use the sniper rifle, but like that's it.
Yeah. You really get the feeling that he doesn't want to go near that. He knows it's super wrong.
It makes it make more sense at the end though when she says, "I can clean."
Yeah, she
he goes,
means
what
it.
am I going to do for you? I can clean. She means it, like because what we don't know because we haven't seen all the extra scenes is that she does know how to go in and kill a guy.
Yeah, in the
I
original,
thought she meant like clean his restaurant.
Well, no, in the original, I knew what she meant because she kept saying she wanted to do it, and she thought hanging around him. I just always thought it was just her childhood naivete. You know, she's going to pretend that she can do what Leon did, and she might even try it, you know, to a degree. But she was just so desperate at that point to not be on her own.
Yeah,
you know,
Tony gets pissed off. He's like, I ain't got no work for a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, Tony was the moral center. The mob boss was the moral center of that movie. Yeah. She ends up at a boarding school?
Yeah,
I think,
like a school for girls.
Where she's definitely going to murder someone. Totally going to murder people.
Her father had been paying tuition for her to go there. She hadn't been going.
Yeah.
She finally goes back and tells the truth.
Sorry. It's been a bit because, like I said, I saw the new version. I was like, and I never really wanted to watch it again.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever watch that version again. I like the one I had on DVD when I bought it in like 1995.
Yeah, and that's the fucked up thing is like I think on disc that's the only version there is anymore. I don't know if the theatrical one is even an option. It should be.
I hope I still have my old version because that's the one I like.
I think I have the old version on like straight up DVD, like fucking DVD. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah.
Even if there's like a plot hole or two because of the omissions, like that's the one I'm comfortable watching.
I don't really remember having any problems with the original. I never felt like anything was missing or rushed or glossed over. You know, I thought they spent just enough time on everything in the original. You know,
the original's great.
And it did get a little uncomfortable in a couple spots, and that's as uncomfortable as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, like the most uncomfortable moment you get in the original is when they're playing charades.
So, yeah, the Madonna thing, it was weird.
She comes out dressed as Madonna, and there's like a little like, yeah, you're young.
Weird. And when he does the John Wayne thing, super uncomfortable.
Yes, that's just awkward.
I just never realized John Wayne walked like that.
Oh my god! No, actually, that was pretty good.
And that dude, what is it? Jean Reno. That fucking dude. After that movie, he showed up as the European guy in everything.
Oh yeah, he was everywhere.
He was in Mission Impossible. He was in Ronin. He was in fucking everything for a while.
He was in the bad Godzilla.
Oh, right. Wasn't he even in that fucking Dan Brown movie?
Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, wasn't he in that?
He was in a
He was
Da
a
Vinci
cop,
Code.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he showed up in everything, man. Good for him. Good for you.
He had that look. He's intense.
Yeah, he had that Euro trash thing going on. He was playing Italian in Leon, right? Or was he like a French guy from Italy? Or what was his...
He was just supposed to be Italian.
I don't think Leon is a very Italian name.
Well, you know what?
That's
you know
French.
What you got? They called him Leone.
Okay. What'd you get? What do you mean?
In the creepy version, you got Leone's backstory of how he came to the United States. He talked about the one girl he ever loved, and I think his father killed her. Like the girl's father killed her because of their romance. And then the next thing he knew, he killed that guy and then got out of the country, got on a boat, and went to work for Tony. So, like, which is like a weird bit of backstory, like a bit of mystery that you don't get in the original. but you have to sit through some.
I think it was a little better being mysterious.
Yeah,
I think it was
just
cool.
he seems more of like a force of nature. If you don't know that about him,
You know what else that actor was in? One of my
What?
favorites, French
What?
Kiss.
oh,
1995, Meg Ryan,
right.
French Kiss. He did that right before he was in Mission Impossible.
I liked him in Mission Impossible.
He was good. He was excellent. He flew the chopper at the end, right?
Yeah, he does.
And crashes, and that was great. That's a great movie. Love that fucking movie, man. It's a great movie.
Try any sleight of hand with my money, and I'll cut your throat.
He was a bumbling jerk off, though, huh? Fucking let the rat fuck with him. He almost dropped Tom Cruise, and then he drops that knife. Fucking
Yeah, which
what a
is like
dick.
you didn't, and like it was like a blink. If you're paying attention, you got what was happening. I thought, oh, he dropped his knife. He's got his knife out because he's about to fucking stab Ethan Hunt with it.
Yeah, he was going to stab him. He was going to stab him in the vent and take the disc. Yeah. Why? Like I remember thinking he used it to kill the rat, but I don't think. I think you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Because as he's pulling him up, he goes, merci. Like,
Yeah.
like he's about to take the disc, and then he drops the knife.
Yeah, and he does take the disc, right? But Ethan had switched it already, or pretends he switched it later
Right.
because it was in his teeth. Yeah, that fucking scene. What an epic scene, man.
That scene was like everywhere.
There's certain scenes when you saw them the first time, you're like, wow, this is gonna get parodied a lot, and that one did. Like, I think they did it in there were serious homages, and it showed up as a joke. I don't know how many fucking times.
Right.
How many times?
It was so well done. It's such a cool sequence.
That and the way the helicopter blade stops like right at his throat at the end.
Yeah. Shit.
Sweet.
When you and I first started recording together, we're sitting there going, toast.
Toast. Oh fuck. Yeah. Formative movies. Hypersexual child assassins and
Oh, jeez.
Ethan Hunt.
Honestly, if I had seen the original cut of if the first one I saw of The Professional was the extended one, the one we get now, I don't know that I watched that movie again and wind up like loving it, which would be a real shame because like there are parts of that movie that are amazing. The whole opening sequence.
Oh
when
yeah.
When he takes out that whole group of drug men or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible, and like what a tense opening, and then all the Gary Oldman stuff, especially when you first meet him and he like mows down that whole apartment full of people. Incredible.
When he cracks those pills into his mouth all through the whole thing. That's
yeah.
fucking great. That's great. Who's the director on this? Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
I know him from other things, don't I?
You don't like Beethoven.
Oh,
He
did the Fifth Element. Yeah. Good
He
for
did
him.
Lucy?
Lucy in the Sky. The one with ScarJo?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it.
I know
That was
about Lucy.
okay.
I know about Lucy. Didn't he do one of the Takens or the Takens? The Takens movie?
I don't know. I don't think so.
With the Liam Neesons? Oh, yeah. He directed Taken 3.
Taken 3?
Yeah. Okay, he wrote Taken 3. My bad. That's pretty cool, I guess. He hasn't directed much. He did direct Lucy. He directed a lot of music videos.
Music videos?
A Madonna music video in 2009. Ugh.
Which one?
Madonna Celebration, the video collection. Madonna Love Profusion in 2004. I guess that's why she dressed up like Madonna. He must be a fan. All right, man. Well, tread lightly whenever you're watching a director's cut from a European director, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might get more than you bargained for.
I'll give you one more, though.
Yeah.
that's a pleasant surprise.
What's that?
That's Ridley Scott. Coming back around to old Ridley Scott again. He did a movie called Kingdom of Heaven that largely went unnoticed. It had, what the fuck's his name? From Pirates
Orlando
of the Caribbean. Yes, Pirates of
I'm aware of
Caribbean,
it.
sir.
Never saw it.
It came out and people hated it because it was like, it was just a mess. It was originally supposed to be almost 4 hours long, and they chopped it down to like just under 2. Entire characters were deleted. Entire storylines were chopped to shit. And of course, as a result, there were huge plot holes and weird just shifts in location that didn't make any sense. So of course, when DVDs came out, Ridley Scott released the director's cut. And for once, it makes a huge difference, and it's a really good movie. It might be my favorite Ridley Scott movie next to Alien.
Okay.
And I feel like nobody's seen it, and it's got an incredible cast. Fucking, what's his name? Ed Norton has an uncredited role as the king who has leprosy, and he wears a mask all the time. And it's pretty remarkable how great of a performance he delivers wearing a mask. Like, and it's just a really cool, very epic scale movie. But you have to see the director's cut. Yeah, about the Crusades. You have to see the director's cut, though. The regular one is terrible. Terrible.
Is it on the super secret server?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You own it.
I do own it, but you know what? That's one I should revisit because I think I own a DVD version, and the bad thing about it is the movie got long enough that it had to be on 2 discs.
No way.
Yeah, there's not many movies that had to be on 2 discs, but this is, not Blu-ray, it's just DVD. So I really should check that out. But yeah, if you want a pleasant surprise, go for that one. Go for that one.
I'll watch that. Can I borrow that?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
All right, man.
Hell's yeah, man. You can come over and watch it. Have a dude's night. What?
Let me ask you a question. Are there any minor children making romantic advances towards the protagonists?
As a matter of fact,
Well,
all of them. No.
What?
No.
All of them?
No. No, but there is Eva Green. So already we're already doing better. There's Eva Green. There's Liam Neeson. There's Michael Sheen. There's fucking Kevin McKidd. These are all names.
Who's Michael Sheen?
Michael Sheen. He's the dude from fucking Underworld. Lucian.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
And he's been
werewolf guy.
Yeah, he's been in 10 million other things, and he's been a British actor for decades. But he's the werewolf from that Kate Beckinsale movie,
Isn't he like the big bad vampire from Twilight?
Oh, I don't fucking know, dude. I never saw any of them.
I mean,
I thought he was in. I thought he was in Hunger Games. I think he's in. I think he's in one of the Hunger Games movies. I feel like I saw him with like that weird hair and makeup and shit. No, I've only seen pieces of like the first Twilight movie, I think. I've never seen any of them all the way through. I can't.
I've seen one scene from Twilight.
Is it the scene I made you go look up?
It's Twilight baseball.
Twilight sparkly baseball in the clouds. Yeah, it's just stupid shit. The shit we've had to suffer through, bro. I tell you. All right, that's pretty good. The director's cut of Troy is pretty good too.
I've seen that.
Can I ask you? Have you ever seen? I think we talked about this really briefly when we did our Tom Cruise episode. But have you seen The Last Samurai?
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, that's right. You and I are on the same page with that one.
I loved that movie. That was great.
I've seen that a lot of times. I really liked that movie. I just saw it because IMDb said, more like this. I'm like, yeah. Oh, there's a shitty Robin Hood. All right.
That movie's god-awful.
The beginning is neat. Like the first 30 minutes, and then it falls right off a fucking cliff.
Wait, which one?
Robin Hood,
Which Robin Hood?
the Russell Crowe one.
Russell Crowe. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to see the Spec Ops archers in the Jamie Foxx one.